Hello again. Right, we're going to have a little think about some time. It's probably been a bit strange not being at school today, and it will be for the next little while, and actually using our time and our clocks might help. So we're going to have a wee recap about what we've been doing in class over the last little while. So on the clock, we all know we've got a big hand and a little hand. The big hand is the minute hand, the little hand is the hours. So when the big hand points up to the top, when it points up to 12, it is o'clock. And then when we want to look at the little hand to see what hour it is, so if the big hand's at 12 and the little hand's at 4, it is 4 o'clock. If we move the clock round a bit further, there we go, let's go for that one. So now the big hand is at 12, the little hand is at 7, so it's
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Try another one. Not too far. Big hand is at 12, little hand is at 9, so it's
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. So we've done a bit of that, and that's quite good, that's quite easy. The other thing we were thinking about, which we just introduced, was the digital clock. So, a lot of watches are digital, like my watch is a digital, it's just got numbers, it doesn't have a face. So, for this one, we'd have dots in the middle, and you'd have the hour first, which would be 9. Sometimes it would have a 0 in front of it, back well for it to have a 0 in front of it. And at the top, there are no minutes, so it would be 0, 0. So if we put it on a bit further, what we go to? We'll stop at 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the time is
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. So that would be 0, 1, 0, 0. 1 o'clock. But it gets a little bit more tricky when we start to think about half past, which we have done as well. Watch what happens to the little hand. So I'm going to move it on, I'm going to move it half of the way around the clock. So we know that a half is when something is split into 2 bits the same. So it's going to go halfway round the clock and it's going to stop at 6. But watch what happens to the little hand. So the little hand moves as well, but it goes much, much more slowly. So in the time that it's taken the big hand to go halfway round the clock, the little one has moved half as well, but it's halfway between the numbers, so it's halfway between 1 and 2. Let's keep moving it on and see what happens. So now it is
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. So if we move it on another halfway round, we're going to stop the big hand at half past. That's 6. We're going to move it on. But again, the little hand keeps moving, but it moves much more slowly. So now it is half past 2. The little hand has moved halfway between the 2 and 3. So it's past 2, half past 2. And we'll keep it going again. 3 o'clock. Let's make it half past 3. It's going to go halfway round. Big hand's at 6. The little hand is past 3. So it's half past 3. Okay, so we're going to have a wee practice with these. Well, in fact, I didn't do the digital, did I? So if it were this time in a digital, the hour's 3, but instead of being 0, 0 for o'clock, it is a bit confusing. It is 30. If you're interested, it's 30 because it's half of 60, which is how many minutes we have in the whole hour when it goes right the way round. So that is half. So any half past is going to be 30 at the end. But I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to use some Play-Doh to make some times. So Andrew, do you want to help?
Okay.
Yeah. Can you draw me a circle around the clock? going to make a Play-Doh mat. Oh, John's help.
Yeah.
Good. Right. We need some numbers on the clock. Blue numbers. So, looking at our big clock, the 12 is always at the top. And we know it was half past is at the bottom. The 6 is directly down at the bottom. 6. I'm going to put in the rest of the numbers now. So sometimes it helps to put on the opposite corners. So I'm going to put on 3 at this side. I'm going to put 9. Oh, 9 at this side. Then I just fill in the blanks. So the first number is 1. We'll try and put them in evenly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's actually done. 7, 8, can't do it upside down. 9, 10, and 11. And I'm going to put a little dot in the middle where our hands are going to join up. So normally in school, when we have our Play-Doh mats, we laminate them and put them in plastic, but I left my laminator in school and most of us don't have them in the house. So I'm just going to stick it in a Polly Pocket so that our Play-Doh doesn't stick. So thank you, Emily. Right. Okay, we need some clock hands, please. Can you make me a big hand and a little hand? So it's going to have, remember, a big hand is going to be right the way up to the top, and the little hand's going to be smaller than that. Big hand, okay, perfect. And a smaller one. Shall we start with this one? 12 o'clock. Oh, right, okay, you're going for, what time is it?
It is 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, good. Do you want to start at making it 12 o'clock? So we're going to compare the digital clock with our analog clock. That's it. So both the hands are pointing to the top. The big hand's at 12, so it's o'clock. The little hand's at 12, so it's 12 o'clock. The next one, Andrew, what time is this one?
It is 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. 4:00 is 4 o'clock. So can we make our clock say 4 o'clock? That's it. So our big hand is pointing to the 12, little hand to the 4. It's 4 o'clock. Shall we try a half past?
Okay.
It's a bit more tricky. Here we go. Let's try this one. What time is it?
It is 10:30.
10:30. So let's have a look. So where does the big hand need to go if it's 10:30?
So the big hand needs to go and point to the 6.
It does.
And the little hand needs to point in between the 10 and the 11.
It does. That's the tricky bit, because it's not at the 10. It's not got to 11 yet. It is half past the 10. It's halfway between the 10 and the 11. Fantastic. We'll do one more. One more. I don't have another half past digital. How about 4:30? Can we make it 4:30?
Okay then.
Good job. So the big hand is still at the 6, but the little hand, it's ticked past the 4, 4:30, but it's not quite at 5 yet. 4:30. Well done. And if it was to keep going, the big hand kept going round to o'clock, what would the next hour be? 5. Yeah. It goes much more slowly. Well done. So you might like to use clocks. You could draw the clocks yourself, or you could do them with Play-Doh, or if you don't have Play-Doh, you could use Lego bricks. I know some of you love your Lego, so you can make your hands out of Lego bricks. You could make them out of anything you've got in the house, straws, anything you've got. And you might want to make different clocks to help you know what's happening when things are a little bit different. So if you get up at, when did you get up, Andrew? Let's pretend you got up at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Closer to 11.
You got up at 8 o'clock, so we might want to make a clock that says getting up at 8. You might want to say that you have your lunch at 12, or maybe at 1, depending on when you have it, or maybe 12:30. You might have your dinner at 5, or at 5:30. You might go to your bed at 7. Okay, so you can choose your times, and that might help you keep an eye on what's going on, because I know it's very strange at the moment having no school. Okay, but good luck with your times, keep practicing, and we'll post more things tomorrow.